What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Brother Prophet, back with another one. Getting some people in here. Second. hmm Who's all in the house? So we have one viewer. One viewer. State your name. What's up, War? Can you hear me? War. What's up, YouTube? Just trying to get War in here and a couple other people. War, can you hear me? Yeah, well, I can't hear you. I don't know, or you might have to join and rejoin again. I see your camera's on, War. Or make sure you don't have any. Make sure you don't have yourself muted. Sometimes that happens to me. Who's the one viewer that's in the chat? It says that we have one viewer here. I'll send you the link. War, can you hear me? War, War, can you hear me?
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah,
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, man. So I was getting in contact with you because I remember last time it was me, you, Big J, and I believe Omar and a couple other individuals joined in, and we were talking about black men practicing group economics, putting our money together to build our own establishments and setting up lobbies to fight discrimination and racism. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this Starbucks situation in the Rochester, Michigan situation where the black boy was shot at by that white firefighter or retired firefighter. And I believe that Starbucks correlates very well with what we were saying. But starting off with the Starbucks situation, what's your position on that?
I mean, in my opinion, I think that it was kind of wrong. Facts. When I got all the facts, I looked at it, and they told me that everybody goes to Starbucks and sits down and don't buy nothing. See, I don't go there. I mean, I
Hmm.
didn't have no idea, but when I found out everybody, a lot of people be doing that, I kind of backed off because my initial position was like, buy something to drink, or just buy a sandwich. Don't just go in there and chill. But then I talked to some other folks, I watched some other videos, and they were saying everybody goes in there and just sits down without buying nothing. So those guys shouldn't have been bothered. But
Yeah. Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, I mean, I go to Starbucks occasionally, but it's like I say it's probably once in every blue moon. And I'll be honest with you, I bring my own coffee. No one says anything to me.
how can people like sit there for hours on end at one table, then nobody else can get a table? It's like the same people are there for hours on end, like nobody rotates out. I don't understand. Like, how does that
It
work?
depends on. I mean, it depends on how. I mean, basically, if you go up in there and it's a full house and you have a bunch of people sitting at their desk on a computer, because people go there to really use the Wi-Fi. Because whether you believe it or not, some people just don't have Wi-Fi, or some people are just getting out just to get some scenery. But you're basically out of luck if the seats are full.
Okay. All right. Hey, man. Well, look, man, I stand corrected after I got the facts. Somebody told me, a lot of people said that you don't got to buy nothing. They were just bothering those guys. But I mean, I look at both sides as a business owner because you got some homeless guys who be coming into your store and just sitting there and wasting time, scaring customers away. So if I was a business owner and not just this particular situation, I mean, some people do just be coming coming into your establishment bullshitting and just, occupying space that could be used for a customer. That's my conservative side, but I mean, the other side is like be consistent with that policy though. Don't just enforce it on, you know, certain people. If that's going to be your policy, I mean, be consistent though. But yeah, that's how I look at it, man.
Yeah, and the crazy part about all this is that everybody from what I gathered, and I got this information for Kid Organic, then I went online and looked at it. Come to find out, everybody was assuming that the lady who I guess called the police was a white woman. Come to find out, the cashier who basically told the guy you can't use the restroom because this is a public because you have to buy something or whatnot. She was Hispanic. She was not, oh, she was a mestizo, like your typical Southern American. She wasn't white.
Mm, yeah, yeah, man. Well, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, look, man, it is what it is. I mean, it happened. Now what? That's how I look at it. I'm about moving on, not dwelling. That's like dwelling on small things. But look, I don't really like put too much stuff or too much thought into that kind of stuff. At first, I just try to blow it off because I don't even go to Starbucks. I mean, I don't even do Starbucks.
Yeah, yeah, and but I'm gonna tell you something. What really got to me with the situation, and I was looking at it from this standpoint. First and foremost, these are two educated black men. So and the place where this Starbucks was located at was in a very upper class, high class neighborhood. Now you were basically discriminated against, and it was wrong. This and that. But the after effects of basically Starbucks closing stores, a lot of black people protesting Starbucks. Here's my position. Why don't you this is what the way I looked at it. Why don't you guys put your money together, open up your own coffee shops, and stop going into these establishments that do not like you?
Yeah, you're right, and that's 100% right. I mean, I looked at it that same way too. But in my opinion, I think that a lot of times black folks don't want to do what's necessary in order to be self-sufficient. It's like we rather have somebody else provide it for us, and that comes with the package of being colonized. When you're colonized, you're going to live off whatever your colonizer makes, and you're going to be happy with it. So we got to break that mentality and start thinking independently. But hey, it's going to take a long, long time, man.
Yeah, and I want to touch. I want to touch on the I wanted to touch on you regarding like the whole group economic standpoint because that's the standpoint that you're basically preaching. And I have a question for you. I know me and you were talking about how well me, you, Omar, and Big J was talking about how black men need to put their money together, especially the educated ones. Now I want to ask you this question: how is a community supposed to do that when there are so many different conflicting views?
I think the majority is going to have to win. Like if you got like 8 guys or 14 guys, and you put out a certain agenda, you put out a certain direction, and those 14 guys vote on which direction they want to go. And I might not agree with the 14 or 13 guys, but hey, the majority wins, and it's a positive direction. So that's the direction we got to go. I mean, the number one problem with the black men is trust. Like, I mean, we got the money. It's like it's just the trust. Like, what are you gonna? If I give you the money, are you gonna fly away to the Bahamas and I'm never gonna see you again? So it's like the trust factor. And then we got people that mess it up. I mean, what's that guy Umar Johnson messed it up for us? We can't trust each other, man. We're giving each other money and like we don't know what we're gonna do with the money. So we got to figure out a way to first like build the trust and camaraderie between black men because we just if I don't trust you, I'm not gonna give you $3,000. I'm not gonna invest for so it's like 'cause I don't know what you're gonna do with the money. So like we got to start focusing on trust, how we can build more trust between us.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that. Now, you read into the that Rochester, Michigan shooting incident.
No, nah, bro, I have not.
Yeah, yeah. Well, here's basically what happened. A black kid was, I guess, a black kid got moved to this school that was far out from Detroit. He lives in Detroit, and I guess he was acting up or something, and his mother took his phone away from him. So he was catching the bus. So he missed his bus, and this was a unfamiliar area. So what he did was he knocked on this door. A white lady answered, and he asked her, "Yo, I just moved into the area. I need directions to the school, but to the next bus stop. Could you please give me some directions?" And the white lady started yelling, "What are you doing breaking in my house? What are you doing breaking in our house?" The husband heard her, came out with his gun. I don't know if it was a shotgun or handgun, and fired like some rounds. And the kid ran away and wasn't hit, but yeah, that's a big that's been talked about a lot on the major news.
Hey, well, hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you this. Look, there are certain parts of the country where white folks don't even see black folks. They can only go by what they see on TV. And I mean, trust me, you go into some of these areas within this country, they don't see too many black people, and they don't see you unless you're on TV or going to jail. So when they do see you on their back porch, or when they do see you coming up, they think you're trying to rob them or some crazy shit, and they will act like that. This is not the '90s and shit where I grew up in a small white town where they knew each other and you could do that kind of shit. Now this is a new day and age, man. It's sad to say. It's like, hey, you're on your own as a black, but as a kid. But I mean, these white folks don't really have too much interaction with black folks. There are some parts of this country where white folks have zero contact with black people. So it's like you can't change that. That kid was in a bad predicament. He should have just called 911 at a payphone, called 911 or something. Because when you're in the hicks, when you're out there in the sticks, and you're lost like that, or you're just trying to get a ride, you gotta be careful fucking with those rednecks, because they will fucking try to lynch you or some shit, take advantage of you. So
Yeah, and what made me upset about the whole situation is this. This is what made me mad at the mom. Why would you take his phone? If he was doing stuff, you could have put a parental lock. Because with these phones we have nowadays, you have a kid or a teenager, you could put a parental lock on that phone. Why the hell did you take it away?
but he was probably acting up, and that was the only way she could get his attention, probably because like as disciplinary reasons. Maybe the teachers were calling and saying he was fucking around on the phone in school or something. So like she probably was like, "Hey, the only way I can discipline this kid is getting his phone, getting his attention." So you know, that's the only thing I may think of on that because I don't got all the facts. I don't even know what happened. You just told me some of the you told me, but I haven't heard the story.
Yeah, I mean they're talking to the lady. They're suing. They're actually because he's a retired firefighter, and they have pensions, so they're suing. They're trying to sue Buddy. Because the father, he's in the military. He's out on he was out on the Navy ship. Because when you're in the Navy, sometimes you're at sea for like a month or two, and you can't come back home. But yeah, that was it. Was a I'm not gonna tell you no story, man. Looking at some of the most recent chain of events, it shows that we still have a long way to go.
Hey, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse, man, because you got I mean, with the Trump election, don't get me wrong, I'm a conservative, but you got the alt right heating up. You got a lot of shit heating up, and it's not going to be no room. It's not going to be no room for no games. It's not going to be no more room for these games. Either you're going to be serious, making money, and trying to establish yourself, or you're going to get left in the dust. Your first thing is to be buying a house. I mean, in your 20s. I mean, you gotta be trying to buy a house. I mean, early, not in your 30s, in your 20s. And once you got your own thing set up, then you can, network and reach out to other people. But you gotta get your shit right as an individual black man first, because it's like the worst thing to have is a needy black guy around you. I
Hmm.
mean, be able to take care of yourself, have your own shit, like your own shit, your own money, your own shit, and then you can put that together with somebody else. But I just don't like fucking with people who don't got their own shit together first. You know what I mean? Like they want that community shit to be fixed.
Yeah, like you said, you got to meet them halfway. Isn't that what you said?
Exactly, exactly. And look, like I said, I mean, you're right. Meet me halfway, and I'll help you out. I'll help you out. That's how I am.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you, man. It's like they say, time's gonna repeat itself. I don't know if me and you are still gonna be here when all this stuff happens, or we might be here. But I have a feeling that it's gonna be civil unrest is going to reach unprecedented levels, and we're gonna probably have another civil war, man.
Oh, but listen, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna happen. And see, what's happening right now is that white guilt, which should be there, because these white folks know what they did to our ancestors. A lot of it's there, but it goes away once you get past the late Gen Xers. The white millennials don't have that white guilt, and they're going to do the final purge. They will do
Mhm.
that final purge. So if black folks don't get their shit right, man, and the lights go out, a big catastrophe happens, they're going to do a final purge. Trust me. So, because look, they don't have a need for black folks no more. We're not a labor class like back in the 20th century. 21st century, they don't need black folks no more. So basically, you're going to be a sore to their eyes, and it's like fuck it, let's just get these motherfuckers out of here. Let's purge them. That's going to be the last solution. And so it's like have your shit together, be on point, and live a happy life. But this is the mentality of a lot of these alt right new millennial type white motherfuckers. They have no white guilt. The white baby boomers have white guilt. The white Gen Xers, yeah, because they know what the fuck their ancestors did. But see, as you get to the white millennials, no white guilt, bro. It's like fuck it. It's like fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, like you got a lot of people who feel like a lot of people assume that the millennials are the new multicultural liberal group of class, especially white people. But they actually did a study on this, my man, and they said that white millennials still showed racial bias like baby boomers, and still in this day, 2018, black people and white people are more segregated than they were in the 60s.
Dylan Roof was a millennial. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man, you don't understand how these new white millennials are different. They're not thinking that way. So you're gonna have to prepare yourself mentally to think independently. Not you in particular. I'm
No,
saying
I know
black
what
men
you mean.
well, independently and learn how to not act and make excuses and talk about slavery holding us back. Because that's that old school 30 shit, old school argument. It has to be a new narrative now. It's like self-reliance, being able to take care of yourself. Don't don't forget about slavery, but just be like, fuck it. You got the skills. We got the skills to take care of ourselves. Let's do this shit. Because all this excuse making and all the other bullshit is not going to get us nowhere for another 30 years. It's not.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something. I feel like, sadly, millennials and Generation Z, they're preaching the same thing that the baby boomers are preaching, which is, maybe if you dress better, maybe if you get a college education and all this type of stuff, things would be better. Well, based off these recent studies that have came out since like 2010, when they started studying black college graduates and, with certain degrees compared to white people with the same degree, unemployment rate's still high. And I feel that, instead of us constantly preaching this whole, don't get me wrong, getting a college education is important. I understand that. But instead of preaching that, we should tell our kids, if you want to, you get the degree, you learn, and then you set yourself up your own establishment, because nobody else is going to bring you in their house, sadly. And you mentioned a really good point. I mean, we're living in a time now where we're not just competing with, white Americans. We're competing with Indian. We're competing with the Indian Americans, the Chinese Americans, the Hispanics, and we're at the bottom, especially as black men. We're at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to employment.
But that's our fault, though. But that's our fault. Listen, bro, we got enough money between us as black men. We have enough money where we can have our own welfare system for black men who can't get jobs. Trust me, bro. It's the trust factor between black men. That's what's killing us. It's the trust and division. We got enough disposable income as black men. We can do it easy, easy, no problem. But it's just that there's no code of conduct. It's the trust and it's the immaturity. So it's like when you hear about unemployment and homeless black men, it's our fault. We got the money, but nobody knows where to put the money at, and where the money's
Hmm.
gonna be. We can all have a fucking fund where we can put $100 together, but we don't know where that money's gonna go. We can't trust where that money's gonna be at, bro. But everybody else can do that shit and feel comfortable and safe because they trust their brother. But it's just that we gotta have a fucking code of conduct. We got the money. So fuck all that high unemployment shit. That's all for the birds, bro. Black men can fix that tomorrow if we wanted to. We
Yeah,
can
and
have.
yeah.
I mean, so man, look, man. I don't even dwell on that. It's our fault. When I see homeless black guys, I see that's our fault because we're divided. Go to your major cities. Black guys divide themselves into street gangs. Then they kill each other. You're not gonna pull your money together, man. What the? We're just dividing in our early 20s, our prime years. We're dividing ourselves into gangs instead of putting our money together. That's why you see homeless black guys. That's why you see high unemployment because we're dividing ourselves up, bro. And this is what the FBI want. The FBI wanted this. They wanted black men in their early 20s to divide themselves up, so they're not a threat. Like Huey P. Newton was back in the 70s when they were in their 20s. They were in their prime kicking up dust. But see, they don't want that now. So they got these black dudes divided in their 20s today. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And this is what you want to get: homelessness and high employment.
I absolutely agree with you on that. And something, you are right. I do believe that we have enough disposable income where we can put our money together and help a lot of these black men who are struggling to find jobs. Because I can only speak on my, current situation. I just got hired on at two places actually. I mean, I have, experience in fraud investigating. I have experience in technical support management, and it took me 3 months to find a job. So I can only imagine how hard it is for the another average black dude who doesn't even have my experience.
Yeah, yeah. And bro, we can do it, man. We can do it. But it's like it got to be like a trust and a code of conduct. Like I got no problem helping the next man that's down, but he got to realize that I'm here to help you. And I'm not here to like, you know what I mean, waste my time. And I gotta trust that you're not gonna put me in jeopardy or put me in danger on no bullshit. Because look, I got a temper, bro, and like, but I got a big heart at the same time. You know what I mean? I got a temper, but I got a big heart. And if I'm helping you and giving my heart, and you fuck me over, I'm gonna try to. I'm a certain kind of guy, so I gotta watch who I deal with. You know what I mean? I move a certain way. So it's like, yeah, I'll help people, and we gotta help people, but make sure that the black dude really wants to help. You know what I mean? And it's a lot out there who do. But we can do it. It's just the trust factor. Really, it's only the trust. And we got to deal with that trust factor, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that. But hey, well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I just wanted to chime in and get your point of view on it. I'm probably gonna be setting up a hangout this weekend. It's gonna be probably me, Big J, probably BGS and stuff. So we want you to join if you don't mind.
You know what? I don't deal with BGS because we're on a different level. He's the typical baby boomer who is not really about solving the problem. Him, Cerulean and Angry Man, they're not really about solving the problem. They're just mainly about, I guess rehashing the victim ideology of slavery. So I won't take part in that, but I do respect you though, and I wish you the best of luck, bro.
All right, cool, no problem. You have yourself a good day, man. Good talking to you.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye.